What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Morgan and welcome back to another video. So every week I make a list of videos that need to be done and I do those videos. Now sometimes I come up with something that's a little, that needs to be done because I will forget. And other times things happen that I feel like I need to talk about, whether it's as a dachshund breeder in general or just something of that nature that just needs to be talked about immediately. And unfortunately, as a dachshund breeder, as a breeder, this is something that I need to talk about. And I hate having to talk about stuff like this, but I feel like it needs to be said. I have Kelly in my lap today. It's been a lot lately. So I sent puppies home 2 days ago. Just little dachshund puppies, 8 weeks old, ready to go to their new homes. No problems, no issues. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's happy. So I tell everybody to put, if you have other dogs, large dogs, separate your dogs, even with small dogs. Separate your dogs and do a gradual introduction, just in case something happens and you can separate your dogs. And do not leave your puppies alone with unfamiliar dogs or really unfamiliar people because you never know. Well, that doesn't mean everybody always listens. Unfortunately, I do not have control over what people do. And just because they seem nice on paper and in person doesn't mean that they know what they're doing, no matter how much I explain it. So, for the first 8 weeks, they are with me. They never go outside. Unless it's like on my porch, but even then we are very careful about how we take puppies outside and introduce them to the environment because you can bring in parvo and distemper. But when we take them outside, if we take them outside, it's on our porch, on a little astroturf that is cleaned and bleached to keep parvo away and distemper away. So, and then they get a parvo test before going home just to be sure. So I tell everybody wait 2 weeks after they get their third shots before taking them outside. Well, I had a family ignore me. And they did not wait that long. So that was the first thing. But the main thing was they didn't listen to me when I told them to wait on introducing their dogs, like separately. Or wait to when introducing their dogs. Do not leave the dogs alone together. Do not take the puppy outside. Well, I started getting pictures of the puppy outside. And then I get a phone call today of, it was the family that picked the puppy up. The daughter, who they got the puppy for their mom. I got a phone call today and she's crying and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Because they're letting this dog go outside, and in Texas we have a lot of hawks and eagles, and there are stray dogs that could happen either way. We had a stray dog incident recently with Caleb Rimbor, but I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen. So I'm like, okay, something happened. And then she says everything that any breeder or dog owner fears, and she said, my mom and dad's other dogs got a hold of him and bit his skull, and you can connect the dots. They tried to take him to the ER vet, but he was gone before they could even take him to the ER vet. Now, a puppy's skull is very, very soft when they're young. A skull is soft either way. But to have dogs bite into the puppy's skull and just rip this puppy to shreds, this puppy suffered severely, and I don't know if there was a brain bleed or the injuries, how significant the injuries were to the puppy, but the puppy passed away. This puppy had just gone home at 8 weeks old. Perfectly healthy puppy, perfectly happy puppy. My husband absolutely loved him. We named him Chris Redfield after Resident Evil. His name was Chris Redfield. He was a red piebald puppy born to Mocha and Zeus. He had 2 sisters and I believe it was 2 other brothers. Yeah. So a total of 5 puppies. So I get the phone call that he passed away because of this injury that these dogs caused to this puppy. And it was very, very significant. And he passed away before even being able to go to the ER vet, and even after they said they rushed him. But most likely he unfortunately, because the bite was so significant, of what I'm assuming, and because he bled significantly, that he was not going to make it. So, and the best part of all of this is I get a phone call a little bit later and they said, we want another puppy now. Do you have any other puppies? We want another puppy now. So the first thing is they did not get rid of this dog that killed this puppy, that unalived this puppy. So I'm like, okay, a lot can be said, and I'm not in the mood to say it because at this moment I am heartbroken. My husband is very, very upset because this puppy went home healthy, happy, and this puppy has now passed. The puppy's soul has gone, and hopefully he is finding his way to Dot, who has also passed away. So hopefully he's finding his way to Dot. But this puppy has passed away. And you want another puppy almost immediately. And you know, I feel for y'all, but I wish you would have listened to me. And as dog owners, you should know not to leave your puppy alone outside unattended with these other dogs that are not like small dogs like Celebrimbor or Saloon or Wolf or Chubby. This dog is a very, very large. These dogs are large. The fact that these were large dogs, and just because they didn't show aggression doesn't mean they wouldn't show aggression towards a brand new puppy. So you made the decision to leave this puppy alone with these two large dogs, or I think it was more than two large dogs, and the puppy ended up unalived. And now you want another puppy. So you are basically asking me to put this new puppy up on the chopping block. That most likely this will happen again. Because once a dog gets the taste of blood, most likely they don't go back. They will never go back to how they were. And that's the worst part, is that they do not go back, and that's it. So you want me to put this new puppy up on the chopping block for your dog to possibly unalive again. So what I'm hoping to say and get across is, listen to your breeders. Do not argue with your breeder. 9 times out of 10, your breeder does know what they are talking about. And it's heartbreaking, because I think the dogs knew, because all the puppies that we had left were quiet. And Mocha and Zeus were howling and howling and howling in pain. So part of me thinks that they know, and that they felt his soul leaving, and that they knew he had passed away, which is probably the worst thing I could ever go through. We have dealt with Olivia's passing and unalived puppies from the foster puppies that passed a couple years ago, because they were so sick. We have dealt with everything. We have seen everything. So it's very, very unfortunate. It's very, very sad. But do not ask me for another puppy, because I cannot give you another puppy. I cannot sell you another puppy, because that is asking me to put the puppy up on the chopping block. Because most likely you are not going to do anything about the dog or the dogs that unalived the previous puppy. So what do you want me to do? You want me to put another puppy up there to be unalived by your dogs while you do nothing and just watch and just not pay attention to the puppy? So listen to your breeder. That's the title of this video. Listen to your dog breeder. Listen to your breeder. Do not argue, and do what they tell you, because most likely they know what they're talking about. And it sucks that a puppy had to pay the price of, I wouldn't call it insubordination, but just sheer and plain just not listening and stupidity, that you think you knew what was best. Just because your dog doesn't show aggression does not mean they're good with puppies. So bottom line, listen to your breeder, and don't be like that. Don't be those people that I just had to go through and deal with that, because now this puppy is gone and suffered tremendously, because most likely he did not pass immediately. Tremendous damage to this puppy. So do not be like this. Don't be like that. Those people, and do right by your puppies and your dogs. But anyways, that's the title of this video. Listen to your breeder. Do not argue. Probably just listen to your breeder. But I just wanted to talk about it, and aside from my normal what I was going to work on today, because it seemed like it was very important and I had to stress it a lot. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. What would you do in this situation? Would you sell them another puppy, or would you do what I'm doing and just not do it? Because this is a dire circumstances where you did not take care of the dog, and you owed the puppy, and you couldn't even do that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below of your take on this. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys later.